All right, hello. So Akita here at Prompts, Products, and Profits. And I wanted to kind of jump in here and just show a really neat trick, actually three kind of neat tricks. Well, a neat trick with three separate tools that I think you're going to love because what I've found is that more often than not, in digital product creation, it's not necessarily the making of the product that's the issue. It's everything that has to happen after the product that where people get kind of hung up. And that would be like with listing descriptions, like product descriptions in Teachers Pay Teachers or in Etsy or on your own site, maybe if you're someone who has your own site. And then, mock-ups and thumbnails, like how can we expedite this process? How can we make it more quick? So, there are three tools involving AI that you can use for quite a few of your actual mockups, depending on what your product is. And I'm going to go through some caveats a little bit later on here in the video or as we go through. But I'm going to be using ChatGPT, Sora, which you can get for free if you have ChatGPT, a paid version of ChatGPT. That is, and then the third one is going to be Microsoft Copilot, which if you have Windows 11, you have access to it, or if you have Microsoft Edge. I don't mess around with Microsoft Edge too much, but it, if you do have that, you have the capability, I believe, of actually using Microsoft Copilot. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to start with ChatGPT. I'm just going to show you the conversation that I had with it to go ahead and get a mock-up done for a particular coloring page. So where I'm going to show you some coloring page versions of digital products using these tools to actually mock them up to create thumbnails for it. And then I'm also going to show you like a written version too. All right, so starting off with ChatGPT. So here I am in the screen, and let me just show you the conversation. So what I ended up doing was, I know it's the cat, was making images for with middle schoolers in mind, and so this is what kind of came out, pop art. We're just going to roll with it. Okay, so here in ChatGPT, if you go at the bottom where the image generator box is, where it says ask anything at the time of this filming, I just hit the plus sign and then I hit add photos and files, and I uploaded the actual image that I wanted to make into the thumbnail or the mock-up. And then once I did that, I went ahead and I kind of scrolled down in that open box for the plus symbol, and then I clicked create image. So this is all highlighted. Don't worry about the styles. That's something completely different. But then I just wrote, or I typed in, did I misspell square? No, I didn't. This simple phrase, in a square ratio, please create a mock-up for the following attached coloring page. And I just put in parentheses, elementary schoolers' desks, period, make it partially colored. Now, it's that simple, literally. I want a mock-up, and oddly enough, ChatGPT and a lot of the different tools know what you mean by mock-up. So I did that, hit enter, and then this is what it gave me, right? So see, it's the same image. You look back up here, same image, partially colored. We have the grumpy looking cat with the sunglasses that I started off with. It's black and white. Now this is done. It's looking pretty good. I could have said do colored pencils if I wanted to. I could have put markers instead. But notice if you look at this, it looks as though it's been colored in with colored pencil. And so that wasn't me having to go ahead and like color it. This is going to save you a lot of time. I didn't have to hand color this in. You won't have to do that, do it either. So here is another version. Okay, this one is actually, I'm going to click on it, just go a little bit further down in the conversation for ChatGPT, where I took this very simple template. It's not mine that I created. It's something that I found off of Canva. P.S. Don't just grab a template and sell it from Canva. You'll get in trouble for that. But I wanted to use this one just to show you how you can kind of still use it for a mock-up in ChatGPT. And surprisingly enough, because the text is so simple and there's so little of it, a lot of the text got generated accurately and correctly. Now, the more text that you have, as a quick caveat, the more likely it is to look messed up when the actual AI, be it ChatGPT or anything, regenerates it in the actual form that you're asking for, like for the mock-ups. So let me show you really quickly. This is where I misspelled square. All right, in a square ratio, create a mock-up of this worksheet with the answers partially written in, include a young child's hand holding a pencil. And then what do we have right here? The text is looking pretty daggone accurate. And here is the child's hand, had misspelled a word. and it's starting to answer the questions based off of the text that is right here. So looking pretty good. It didn't come in a square ratio, but that's something to be expected too if you're in ChatGPT. Does not always listen. This one right here, I tried to show you just like another example, is that this is from like one of the collaborative posters that I had for sale. I think it's like a kindness jar. This is part of a kindness jar. But if I scroll down here, you'll see I put in a square ratio, create a mock-up of this coloring sheet on a student's desk with colored pencils partially colored. And this is what it gave me. But I want to point something out to you. You see how the circles are here in this image right here, and like little slashes and whatnot? Here is the thing that you want to be aware of when you're doing this in ChatGPT. I don't know if it's the same. I don't think it's the same for Sora or for Copilot, but what you'll notice is that sometimes images or like portions of a previous image that you generated higher up in the conversation, elements will sometimes end up in images after the fact. So notice the pop art stars and like the stripes and everything from the Grumpy Kitty image at the very, very beginning of the conversation. ChatGPT is pulling in some of those elements. So if you want to avoid that, just go ahead and off to the side, hold your cursor over the portion that says new chat, do a new chat and just hit image and just repeat the process with your fresh image. But teachable moment, I said try again, use pinks and reds. And look, that's what it gave me, pinks and red. I also want to point out too, if I click on this and it gets a little bit, it's kind of small. No, that's better. Let me just go back. So if you look at the image more closely, because I'm using kind of the unique sort of font here, it's sort of like distorted a little bit. Now you could clean this up in Canva Pro if you have magic tools or something of that nature. That's a different tutorial for a different day. But I want to show you like literally how you can just easily make a mock-up. All right, so that's ChatGPT. Let me hop on over to Sora. But to get to Sora, if you have a paid ChatGPT account, Sora is included. All you have to do is go over here to the upper left-hand corner where it says open sidebar. Just hover over that. Click on it, and then you're going to see over here, just down a little bit underneath the codex, Sora. And when you click on that, it's going to take you straight into the Sora homepage. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so I'm on the Sora homepage, and there's always something weird or wacky or interesting on the Sora homepage. This cat is amazingly cute. But over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see where it says My Media underneath the library. That is where you want to click. And I'm just going to click there. I'm going to show you some examples of mockups that I've made and how I actually went about making them. So here at the bottom in Sora, you'll see where it says describe your image at the time of this film, and that's what it says. You want to make certain that the aspect ratio is 1:1, which is basically what you want for a thumbnail for the most part. Make sure it's on image and then hit the plus sign. Now, just like I did for ChatGPT, I can easily upload an image. So you would click upload from device if you wanted to. But for the Sora one, I wanted to kind of use an image that I'd already generated like a while ago when I did my epic escape room challenge where I was showing people how to make escape rooms. And so I was doing all these different like image generations for all these different types of escape rooms, just testing things out with the custom GPTs I was using for the challenge and then later on for the course. So over here, oh, by the way, I'll put the link for that below for those who are interested in escape rooms. Printable ones. All right, so for this particular one, I did choose from library. Now, not for this first one, but for, let me show you. If I scroll down a bit, for this one, Fast Thinkers, Fierce Friends. So this one, I'm pretty certain it was an escape room about trying to find it was like a magical world and they were trying to find a missing dinosaur. That was the whole storyline and premise. All right, so this is what I ended up doing. Let me go back over here and go back to the main library of my media images. So click over here to the plus sign, choose from library. You're gonna see all my library stuff here. So I wanted, don't get scroll sickness, please. So all of my different images and all of your images always like live in the library. Always do. So you can also go into folders to organize your stuff for uploads. I typically do not use folders, although I probably should. That'll be something that I'll have to do to be more organized and basically be a better person and all that kind of good stuff. But if I keep scrolling down here just a bit, I think yeah, all escape room stuff, folks. All escape room stuff. I was going for broke. spared no time, no expense, because it does take ChatGPT and Sora a minute to generate. Okay, here we go. So this is the one that I use where it says fast thinkers, fierce friends. So I clicked it, and then as you see, whatever image you want, you click, and then you can go ahead and click use selected media in the bottom right hand corner. So I clicked on that, and then once I did that, let me see. Let me go over here. I'm just going to grab this. Create a mock-up of this coloring page partially colored in with the crown on a student's desk. Am I saying crown correctly? I don't know. I have a bit of an accent sometimes, I know. That's just from growing up in Germany. Okay, I know certain words do not sound, they sound a little bit wonky coming out of my mouth. Okay, so I grabbed the image that I wanted from my library. I'm gonna put this little prompt in, and there's no like exact science to it. You just say what you want. I could have said coloring page partially colored in with a colored pencil, whatever. And then you just go ahead and hit remix in the lower right hand corner of what I call the image generator box. And when I did that, and see, it's going to take forever, so we'll see if I bounce back to that. You end up with something like this. And the actual image is pretty daggone accurate. All right, partially colored in, pet creature training school, very, very similar. And of course, you don't have to spend forever in a day coloring it yourself. If you don't have a classroom yourself, it's not going to be an issue for you. You can just get it done, and like it's all over and done with. You can easily, I think I need to go back to ChatGPT and show you this too, but you can easily just download over here by hovering to the right and then take your cursor, use a little circle with the arrow for the downloads button, grab it, put it into a mockup or what have you, into a thumbnail. Same thing over here for ChatGPT. If you hover over the image, you'll notice the actual download, get that out the way, the download icon, and just download it, use it, however you want to go ahead and use it. Now over here in Sora, let me refresh. You'll see here it is still generating and doing its own thing. So I'll show you that finished one here in a bit, but let's go into Copilot. Now Copilot, I believe I said that you can get it either if you have Windows 11, which is what I have. I don't know if it's anything lower than that. I just know for sure it's Windows 11. And down here, it's like a little icon. It's like a little swirl at the bottom where your taskbar is. That's kind of bluish, magenta, that sort of thing. So you click it, and then you have this option to go ahead, like a little image generator box, just an option to go ahead and just add some images and go from there. So I went to the plus sign where it says new conversation or upload or take a screenshot. I just uploaded an image. So I clicked upload. I snatched the same grumpy cat with the glasses and the hoodie from my downloads folder. And then I typed in, as you can see here in this little, clicked it, come back, my friend. In a square ratio, create a mock-up of this coloring page, partially colored in with colored pencils on a student's desk. So Copilot, I believe, is free if you have Windows 11 or any of the Microsoft 365 ones. I did try this process in PowerPoint, because I'm aware that a lot of people will create things in Microsoft PowerPoint. And that is a Microsoft 365 sort of a tool, and it was not working as well as just snatching it directly from the taskbar here. So just a quick disclaimer on that one. So I did that, and then this is what it gave me. So note how it's like in a notebook all of a sudden, and I did not want that. So what I had to do was I just typed in again. I said, try again. The sheet should not be attached to a notebook. And then it knew what I wanted, and it gave me the grumpy cat with the glasses and the hoodie, partially colored, but not in a notebook, just like a regular sheet. So it worked surprisingly well, and I'm not certain what the actual like cap off is, if you can just keep generating and generating, or when it's going to stop you. But I will say this, between ChatGPT, Sora, and this, you could be rocking and rolling and doing a lot of good prompts and different images and do a lot of mock-ups and save yourself a whole bunch of time. So that is for Copilot. There's another one here. Do I have Edge up here? Oh, let me grab this. Hold on. Let's pull it over here. All right, so Microsoft Edge. In the upper right-hand corner of the Microsoft Edge browser, you'll see the same sort of symbol, kind of blue, greenish, yellow, magenta. If you hover over it, it says Copilot. If you do Control, Shift, and I guess period, it'll pop up too. But let me show you over here what I did. So same exact process. I went to the plus symbol. I went to upload my image of the grumpy cat with the hoodie. And then the same sort of prompt, create a mock-up of this coloring page, partially colored in with the crown on a student's desk. I don't know where the word create came again. But like, look, it looks really, really good. It looks fantastic. You can download it. It's actually completely colored in. It's not partially. But if I wanted to go ahead and prompt to change and say, hey, don't color in all of the hoodie, I'm sure that's what it would have given to me. Same thing with the text here. I asked for, hold on, let me see. Because the text is so clear, there's no kind of like weird like font that I'm using, and it's fairly simple. A lot of this is actually accurate. Like it didn't really mess up anything, which, you know, yay. And then I had asked for, oh, sorry, let me back up. A mock-up of this worksheet with the answers partially written in, include a young child's hand with a pencil. So I could have said, make sure that the child is wearing a red sweater, make sure the child is an African-American hand, or whatever. And then, of course, where do sharks live? In the sea. You know, it's answering. It's based off of the text that's here. Now, I would not do a whole essay like this. I don't think it would really do very well with that much text. So for certain things, you're going to have to be aware of that too. But it did really well. Then I asked for like a name tag and a juice box, and that was looking good too. The text itself, I don't know why it keeps getting smaller. Come on, work with me here. But the text itself, not too bad. You'd probably have to go into Canva and actually adjust and tweak a little bit. But, you know, if you just wanted to do something really quickly, offhand, not a bad option at all. All right, let me just go ahead and go back here. Let me get rid of Copilot and let me go back over here. Oh, this is done now. This is finished. Here we have the finished one from Sora. Fast thinkers, fierce friends. It's partially colored. We have some crowns here. I could have asked for colored pencils. I could easily go over here in Sora, down here where it says edit, remix, or remix completely. And just click one of these and say, with a colored pencil on a student's desk, with markers on a white desk, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you have options to do things quickly, options to make things more quickly, but that still have, you know, a decent quality. Oh, do they put a ruler up here too? Yeah, you know, Sora and ChatGPT will try to get really creative with the mock-ups too from time to time, which is pretty cool. But that is basically it in a nutshell. That's how you can use ChatGPT, how you can use Sora. That one's really good. How you can use Sora, how you can use Microsoft Copilot. Is it called Microsoft Copilot? Well, Copilot, whatever. To go ahead and make really cool mock-ups and thumbnails easily. So I encourage you, you know, play around, experiment, see what happens, and you have 3 different tools to go ahead and do that with. All right, that's it for me. Enjoy and see you next time. Bye.